Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and blasttheradio.com, this is The Lowell Green Show. The number to call and be heard around the world is 613-413-2217. Or email Lowell at blasttheradio.com. And now, here is Lowell Green.
John? So, folks, what do you think? Is Canada ready for Pierre Poilievre? Not much doubt, I don't think, that he can win the Conservative leadership. But is Canada as a whole ready for someone as tough and aggressive as Pierre Poilievre appears to be? In other words, can he beat Trudeau? That's the question. I'll tell you this. A Trudeau-Poilievre contest would be mighty interesting. Sunny ways versus, in this corner, the little scrapper. Smiles and nice hair versus bow for the jugular. That's pretty well the way it would be. Most polling shows that the majority of women prefer Trudeau. The majority of men support Poilievre. Many women say they just find Pierre Poilievre too aggressive. They prefer the softer Trudeau approach, the sunny ways, the nice smile. Not all women, of course, so don't come screaming at me. Of course, there are exceptions. Plenty of women didn't vote for Trudeau, nor will they. But if you examine the facts, and we've dealt with this before, there's no question that in the last election, for example, for every man who voted for Trudeau, about 2 women voted for Trudeau. So this, it seems to me, and it's pretty obvious that if Trudeau was up against Poilievre, the odds would be about the same, at least the way things stand now. In all probability, for everybody that would vote for every male that would vote for Pierre Poilievre, probably about 2 women would vote for Trudeau. So the secret to victory, it seems to me, is probably to convince more women, you'll never convince all women, convince more women that while Pierre Poilievre may appear to be an attack dog, in reality, he's just some kind of soft-hearted teddy bear. Whether we could do that, I don't know. Or do you think that the majority of Canadians, which of course would include women, are ready for a fighter, a knockdown puncher? Because no matter how you sell him, that's pretty well what Pierre is. I mean, that's the way he's been. He's tough, he's aggressive, he's very intelligent. I would suggest that he's probably the most intelligent of all of the MPs, probably the best read, and probably the best informed. But he's tough. And whether Canada is ready for that, I don't know. I don't know. I've been around this game a long, long time. I've seen prime ministers come and go since the days of Lester Pearson. I've had a few surprises and a few that didn't surprise me. But this one has got me puzzled. Whether Canada is ready for this kind of, I don't know, would they switch? I mean, let's face it. Trudeau first came to power riding the sunny ways, the soft approach, the smile, the nice hair, the let's be nice, laissez-faire attitude. Well, no matter how you slice it, folks, Pierre Poilievre ain't going to be laissez-faire, okay? Can more women learn, if not to love Pierre, at least to give him a chance? So what, and here I'm looking for some thoughtful comment. No flippant stuff, please, okay? I not what your wish list is. Don't tell me you wish this and so on. Tell me what you really, really think. Can he do it? Is he too aggressive? Should he tone things down? If he did, do you think people would buy it? Give me your honest assessment. And your assessment is as well of the campaign thus far. As you know, the media in particular have been highly critical, claiming that all this infighting between Charest, Brown, and Poilievre is damaging the party. I don't believe it for a moment. I think it's kind of fun. I think it's interesting. And I think it's very revealing. But The latest polls indicate that some support for Pierre Polyev is beginning to slip a little bit. So, is the aggression just too much? Can Canada handle that kind of aggression? Can we switch from sunny ways to knock them down? I don't know. What's your feeling? And how you personally, once again, please, folks, some thoughtful comment here, okay? Got lots of thoughtful people out there. Don't tell me what you wish, but what you really think, what you think is realistic. Can he do it? Is he too aggressive? Can women learn to at least put up with him? What's your and your assessment not only of the campaign, but in particular Pierre Poilievre's performance during the campaign? Okay, is the fighting? Do you think the fighting between the three of them, among the three of them, do you think it's been damaging to the party? Do you think it's been damaging to Pierre? Your honest to God gut feeling on this. Can he do it? Is Canada ready for Pierre Poilievre? It would be a giant leap. Are we ready? What's your view here, John? Any response so far?
Yes, sir. And we would love to take your phone calls on this as well. As always, 613-413-2217. You can text that number as well. We're on Facebook.com/The Lowell Green, Facebook.com/Milkman Show, and of course, the Blast the Radio Facebook page. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, you're on Twitter. All of our show links at lowellgreen.com or blasttheradio.com/Lowell Green. Lisa says, I keep getting Patrick Brown's stupid generic emails bashing Pierre.
Yeah, but I understand that. But Lisa, really, what I want is what is your feeling? Okay, what's your feeling about the campaign, about his chances? Can he beat Trudeau? Be honest with me. Be honest with the listeners. Be honest with yourself. This, I understand. I don't want to talk about all of this, the inner stuff. What's your honest to God gut feeling about this? Is he too aggressive? Lisa, you're a woman. You're very knowledgeable. I know we've had your emails before here. What's your feeling? Can he do it, or is he just too aggressive? Is there any? Let me ask you this, everyone, of course. Is there something that he could and should do that might endear him more, particularly to women? What's your feeling here? But let's not get into all the infighting. That's old news. Okay, let's deal with what you think he's doing, how he's doing. Can he do it? Okay. Um, okay, John, what else have we got here?
Yeah, Lisa's got a direct answer to your question. She says, I think Pierre can definitely beat Trudeau.
Okay.
Paul says Trudeau's sunny ways vanished a long time ago. Poilievre can win if Paul says he runs a smart campaign.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Hold it. Come
Mhm.
on, folks. I expect something better than that. Smart campaign. Okay. What, in your opinion, is a smart campaign? What should he do? Should he be less aggressive? This is the big complaint about him is that he's too aggressive. In fact, some members of the media are describing him as the Canadian Donald Trump. Now, I mean, that's nonsense, of course. But I'm going to tell you right now that during the election campaign, if it's a Trudeau versus Poilievre, the Liberals are going to. This is what they are going to attack. They're going to say that he's Canada's Donald Trump, that he's too far to the right, that they may even slip in homophobic, et cetera, et cetera. That's going to be the fight. So, what's your feeling? Can he withstand that? But is the aggressive? I think maybe the number one question is the aggressiveness. Can Canada handle that? Your honest feeling, please, folks. Some thoughtful comment here, please. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've said this a long time about Pierre. He is that very biting personality. And just from
Yeah.
a marketing standpoint, up against Trudeau and the package that he presents to the world, Pierre is much more aggressive. And the other thing that I, think Pierre is going to be up against if he does get to that position is sorry, I've got a call coming in. I'm just looking at that. He's going to have to do major cuts to a lot of the spending that this country's done. And a lot of those cuts are going to affect things that certainly women above everybody are concerned about. So how is that going to come across? Because things like $10 a day daycare, etc. He's going to be the bad guy in their view.
Do you think, John? What's your feeling? Is he too aggressive? Do you think Canada is ready for a guy like this, a little scrapper?
Yes, if enough people pay attention. If enough people are angry and fed up with all the taxes, et cetera, that they are paying, then yes.
Okay.
Then they're
You
ready.
say we have a phone call?
We do. I haven't had a chance to screen it. Let's just go blind to the call. Hi, you're on live with Lowell Green. Go ahead, please.
Who's on the line?
Is this me?
That's you.
Hi, is this me? Oh, hey, yeah. Hi, Lowell. Great show today.
Go ahead, please.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. Reason I was calling. I mean, I'm not happy. Most Canadians can't be happy with what's going on. I truly think that this is a year for change, and we all have to be ready to fight for it. You know. But
Do you think
the biggest issue?
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I think the biggest issue come election day is going to be the fact that some people are pooing from their dicks and peeing from their assholes.
You know what? You see, this is the kind. You know what, folks? This is one of the reasons why, I may just pack it. This is stupid. I mean, I'm asking for some thoughtful comment on a very important issue, and you get jerks like this. I mean, come on. We can do better than that, folks. Come on. John, what else have we got here?
The number proclaims to be from North Carolina. I should have seen that coming a mile away.
You know what? It's so disappointing. It really is disappointing if that's the best we can do. Go ahead, John, please.
Well, there you go. To the listeners, if you can do better than that, and I know you can, 613-413-2217. And it's internet radio, so like that kind of language is really going to upset us. Come on, give me a break. Pitbull in one corner, Jackass in the other, says Mike. Lisa says, this is a different Lisa, by the way. I hope Canada's ready. I know I am. I've had enough of what's been going on. And so far, Pierre's being honest, not aggressive. He wants the same answers that we've been asking for so long. Where is the money? I'm sick and tired of government spending, printing, gas hikes, etc. as well. Phone call coming in from New York. No, I don't think so. Peter says, good afternoon, John and Lowell. Many women are Trudeau voters and won't vote for anyone else, no matter even if it was the Lord. Let's remember, says Craig, Pierre has been a politician longer than Justin, for what that's worth. However, Trudeau has put Canada through the ringer a few times. Canada has never.
No, let's see. Please, okay, folks. I'm gonna just gonna sign off the program if we can't get more response. What I'm looking for is your honest feelings, and we've had a couple. Is he too aggressive? Is Canada ready for this? Okay, please. If we can't get some response, then I'm just going to sign off and go out and find a patio. let's see if we can get some comments here.
We've got Simon
relate to the topic.
We've got Simon on the phone to talk to you, Lowell. He sounds like an intelligent human being. Simon, no pressure though. Go ahead. You're on with Lowell Green.
Yeah, thanks a lot, John. Well, let's see if I can live up to that one. What I think for me, I know you're asking for some honest opinions here. What I really think, and personally, I'm very sick of the vitriolic politics that is kind of corrupting a lot of North America. And for 2 straight elections, we've had conservative leaders who have tried to attack Trudeau on his issues and have failed miserably. I mean, you probably could have run a dead dog against Trudeau in the last.
Can we deal with the situation today, please? What do you think? What do you think Pierre has got to do? Can he win? Is he too aggressive? Should he tone it down? What's your feeling?
So this is all leading up to my point to leading up to what I was saying.
Okay.
If Pierre can, I think the way he's going, he can win the conservative leadership. However, he has said he's not running just for the leadership of the Conservatives. He's running for Prime Minister. So when he wins the leadership and he runs against Trudeau, talk about your own record. Talk about what you are going to do, and I think that will be enough to defeat Trudeau because he is, as far as I'm concerned, he's out of ideas. All Trudeau can do is lie about the Conservative Party and what they stand for. So if Pierre can just set the record straight on that. Try not to attack Trudeau too much. Get back to talking about what you are going to do, not about how much your opponent is awful and terrible. I think you would stand a much better chance at winning.
That's interesting. A good call. Let me ask you this. The problem, as I see it, certainly it was in the last election, is that many women find Pierre too aggressive. That's the complaint against him. And traditionally, as I told you, in the last election, for every man that voted for Trudeau, about 2 women voted. And unless there's a drastic change, that's probably what's going to happen in this election. Is there anything that you think that Pierre can do to enamor him more to women? What's your feeling on that?
again, to lay off the attack dog stuff. I know that's been his job for the past, 7 years or so, and he's done an excellent job at it. However, I don't feel that, I think if he continues the attack approach that he's always had, I think he will lose to Trudeau, which is why I say talk about his own personal ideas, talk about his, if he wants to appeal to the green side of the country, talk about how you're going to affect climate change with your
technology.
Technology they have, exactly, with technology, as he talked about. So you can really harp on that. Don't bother attacking Trudeau, because the media is not going to report on that, and it didn't work the last 2 times. So I think if you want to appeal to the female base, present yourself as a strong candidate. Don't try to tear down the other person. I think that's how
very interesting. You know what?
Change his image.
I appreciate your call, sir. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. No, that was a very good, thoughtful call, and that's very interesting. What he is saying is that lay off the attacking.
I agree.
I think that's probably very good advice. Just talk about what you plan to do. Leave your opponent alone. We know Trudeau. We know his foibles. We know his scandals, and just talk about what you plan to do. Very good advice. Thank you very much. I've got some good advice, of course, and it relates to Shields, my good friends up there in Pakenham. No matter what kind of an appliance that you want, folks, whether it's a new stove. We're thinking here, for example, of switching from an electric stove to gas. And of course, the place that we would go automatically would be Shields. They've got a wonderful selection of gas stoves, gas ovens there. Very, very reasonable price. We've priced it very competitive. And that holds true with almost all of the products. Cost of operation a little bit lower in Pakenham. They save those, they pass those savings along to you. Folks, check them out. Shields, they're good people. Furniture and appliances, Shields, SCHEELS.ca. Great website. John.
For the first time in a long time, we have a nice problem coming right now. People are saying they can't get through. That's because we are operating off a cell phone. So if somebody's on the line, then the line is blocked. But when they hang up, that is your cue to call. We've got somebody on the line right now. Lowell, again, I haven't screened it, and I know you're brave enough to take it. This one coming from the 416 area code. Hello, you're on with Lowell Green.
Yes, sir.
Hello, it's Rob calling in. I think it can't be understated the appeal of Justin Trudeau being simply that he's a young, handsome man. But I think as far as Pierre goes, I think really it's going to come down to his aggression is an issue. You're right. You hit in on that perfectly. But it's going to come down to the big thing is this guy a dink shitter? Is he a guy who poos out of his dick?
Hey, it's that guy again. I know who that is, don't you? We both know who that is. All right. Let's go to some of the comments on Facebook, on Twitch, etc. Some of the intelligent people who actually listen to this show. Susan says, no matter who gets in, it will be a tough job for everyone to agree. The good guys and truthful people seem to have a battle. Not sure who I'm voting for, but probably Pierre. He's truthful. Love it puts them in their places. Kelly says, I believe he's the only one who can. He's smart, well-spoken. Yes, I agree with you, but people are fed up with Trudeau's agenda. He might be aggressive, but we need someone who is going to tell it like it is. I think he can definitely win, but he needs to talk about the solutions, not what others have done wrong. So that's somebody echoing the comments that Simon just gave you moments ago. Lisa says, don't give up, Lowell. There's lots of us counting on you and John to keep the island of sanity going. Yeah, that shit's not going to faze me. Jerry says, Pierre is what Canada needs right now. I hope the Canadians will be smart enough this time to recognize we have.
Let's not deal with hope. Let's what I'm looking for here, folks, please. I know sometimes it's difficult, but don't give me your hopes and your wishes. I want to know what you feel in your gut. That's what's important, because you know what? You know where you vote? You don't vote with your head. You vote with your gut. And I want to know what your gut is saying, okay? What do you really think? Is the guy, does he have enough appeal, do you think? What's he got to do, do you think, to make him more appealing to women out there? And should he tone down? What do you think of the advice that a couple of callers have given now, that lay off the attack and just talk about what you're doing? Or does he need to stay on the attack route? What's your feeling? Folks, don't give me your wishes and your hopes. Give me your feelings. Go ahead, John.
Thanks to Richard in North York calling from a number that is nowhere near North York. This is fun today. Christina says, I think if Pierre can have a great campaign and get to as many people as possible to speak to about what changes are needed for the future of Canada, that is how I would like to see him in action. Pierre has the PM seat in the bag, says Lisa. He will beat Trudeau, no problem. He's not aggressive, and he is confident. Let's see, let's go to Eileen now. Well, I'm one woman who is fed up with Trudeau, and I'm ready for cuts. We're in debt, and that is where you want to stay. Okay, anyway, the typing threw me off there. Rick says, will women see things more clearly when gasoline hits $3 and food bills double in price? Let me see. Jason, no, because all the major cities will vote the Liberals back in. So there's the first no to is Pierre ready. Kelly says, I'm a woman and I don't feel that way. We need someone with a backbone. Lowell, we need a tough leader. If we plan to have any reminiscence of Canada left, he's honest and tells it like it is. The numbers at his rally are evidence of that.
Yeah, but just a minute, okay? Before you go further, that's all very well. It's all very hopeful. But what are your female friends saying? Be honest with me, because I'm telling you right now that there are a lot of women. My wife comes in contact, and they don't like Pierre. They find him too aggressive. Sorry, but that's that we got to deal with reality here. So be honest, please. What are your women friends saying about this guy? Go ahead, John.
Let's go to text 613-413-2217. The media are scared he will win. Pierre should tell people how the economy is actually hurting their families. That's from Peter. Pierre is not being aggressive. He's being honest, says this person. His points are black and white. There is no gray with Pierre. And I think that is what resonates with people. That is a comment from Remo. Thank you, Remo. With all the garbage that Trudeau is getting from foreign leaders, Pierre should tell everyone he will make Canada great again and will recover the loss that Trudeau has given us. See, Barry, I don't know that the whole Canada great again thing is going to fly. Like Lowell said, they're already sort of out to make him out like the next Donald Trump, right? I think that's a bad path to go. Besides, isn't Canada already great? Just my opinion. Over to YouTube, and Hines says, history has proven that if your name is Trudeau, Canada goes into crisis. Who made the crisis?
Yeah, come on. We're not. See, once again, we're not dealing with the issue here. All I'm asking is just address my question. That's all. We got half an hour once a day, and I'm just asking people to address my question. Is Canada ready for Pierre? How should he approach this? What can he do to convince more women to vote for him, etc.? Is he too aggressive? Should he tone it down? That's my question. Please. Okay, go ahead.
All right, Jason is on the phone. He promises this is not a crank call. Jason, go ahead. You're on live with Lowell Green. Thanks for calling.
Go ahead, please.
Lowell, yes, regarding Pierre Poilievre and the ladies, I really think that they are, from what I know from my wife and my aunts and mother, and they are not fans of his. It's too bad, but they're not fans of his. I think the whole Trump type character, the aggressiveness all the time. They're just not fans of his. From the women that I know.
Yeah, well, you're being honest there. We got to be honest, okay? That's all I'm. You want Pierre to be honest, but the callers have got to be honest too, and the responders. The fact of the matter is that there are a lot of people, particularly women, who are disturbed by this guy. It's reality. And what I'm asking for is let me ask you this: do you think there's anything he can do to turn some of those women around?
Well, he has to tone things down, tone things down, and not let's turn the page on what the Liberals have been doing wrong. I'm definitely not a Liberal fan, but it's just he's going to have to change his ways on the way he I guess on the way he.
Let me ask you this: do you support him?
Yes, I do. I'm a big fan of his. I get a lot of grief for being a fan of his. So from friends and family, they always give me a hard time. Oh no, he's this and that.
What
But I am
what
a
is it?
fan
What?
of his.
Sorry. What is it that the women that you know, why do they not like him? What is it about him that turns them off?
I think it's his aggressiveness. I think it's his aggressiveness becomes almost creepy like to them, I guess. And from what I hear from the ladies,
Okay.
and
You know what?
um,
Thank you for your call. It's a very revealing. Thank you very much.
thank-
John, what else have we got here?
Let me see. Jerry says Pierre needs to stick to the basics, the pocketbook issues, gas taxes, reduction or elimination of carbon tax, and regain our personal freedoms. Common sense prevail? We hope so. Gene says, I like him. He has backbone. I'm so tired of wishy-washy. I hate non-answers that the Liberals have perfected. I am so for someone directness in answering. Canada is more than ready for a commander-in-chief, someone who will hold fast Canadian values and lead with the appropriate policies. We've got Barry on the line. If you want to take another call here, Lowell.
Sure, Barry.
Barry, go ahead. You're on with Lowell Green.
Yeah, good day, Lowell.
Yes, sir.
I think I would support Pierre Poilievre for Prime Minister, not a problem. I think a lot of the women that love Pierre Trudeau because he's a drama boy, I think they should wake up and realize what situation.
Whatever, but let's start it out with Barry. No wishing, okay? What
Okay,
do you think there's anything that Pierre can do to turn some of those women around?
I think he should just say we're going to make Canada great again, and we're not going to take any more. Trudeau's getting a lot of garbage from a lot of the world leaders and stuff, Lowell. And I wish they'd wake up and see that he's not doing a good job here in this country, and he's just a wishy-washer. He brings in stuff that
whatever it is, though, Barry. Sorry, we're just running short. But Barry, here's the problem: with all of the problems, then the scandals involved with Trudeau. You heard our last caller. A lot of women simply don't like Pierre Poilievre, and no matter what the policies, I'm going to tell you right now: if people don't like somebody, they're not going to vote for him. And that's the problem that the Conservatives have got to face, Barry. All the wishing in the world is not going to change that.
Well, I talked to friends out in British Columbia and people
Right.
out there like him, and a lot of other people and friends of mine I know like him, Lowell, and hopefully we'll, by the time the Conservatives get their leadership, he'll change his course a little bit maybe, and he won't be, if he becomes leader of the Conservatives, I think my opinion, I think he'll totally change his way he sails his ship, and he'll become a lot more smooth and more honest, or whatever word you want to use, about the exact path that he's going to take the country on to clean it up and stop all this crazy spending and stuff. And I think, if anything, if he wins the Conservative leadership, and especially if he wins as Prime Minister, I think he will just be humble to the other leaders. I don't think he'll be bashing them after that.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Barry. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to get a couple more comments in here, John.
Sure, and we have a pile of comments coming in fast and furious now. Let's go to some of the female comments. Where was Maggie's comment just moments ago? She says he needs to push more female issues: health, wages, increased jail time
Thank
for
you.
assault,
Very
rape,
true.
family violence.
Very true. That's very true. He's got to start hitting some female issues here. No question about it. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Todd says, sounds like the country needs another 4 years of Liberal leadership to bring us to rock bottom before they're ready for Pierre. This is also sad. I got a question. Sophie is very engaging and very comfortable behind a microphone. I have not seen or heard anything from Pierre's wife. Is she comfortable on that stage?
I have no idea.
Is that someone that is that someone he could, bring into the conversation that might help him attract more females?
Are you talking about
Pierre
Pierre's wife?
wife, yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I actually he does. She introduces him at all of his rallies.
Okay, I've
She's
not
on
seen
the
that.
stage. Yeah.
She seems like a very likable person, and very. It seems well.
The thing, one of the things I think that's got to happen. Pierre is a very devoted family man. He's got 2 little babies there now. I think that this should become a bigger part of his campaign. He's got to counterbalance this aggressive, this scrapper, go for the juggler kind of it. If he's going to win, if he's going to convince women, I think, and his wife could certainly assist, but somehow or other, he's got to soften the approach somewhat. Go ahead, John, please. I know we're almost out of time here.
Liz says, absolutely. She's amazing. Craig reminds just what you said. She introduces Pierre at every stop and says if he wins the leadership, Pierre should not change. Lisa says he's got to be pro-choice and not be mushy about the subject. Let's bring back pride to Canada, says Jean. I'm embarrassed and Trudeau smooth talker leading the blind down the garden path. Clean up our international reputation. Bring back our strong economy.
I know, but he's not addressing the issue here. Is Canada ready? That's the question. Can Canada, can they handle a guy like Pierre Poilievre? It would be, I'm going to tell you right now, a Pierre Poilievre would be a different kind of prime minister, the kind that we've never really had in this country before. If you stop and think about it, we've never had this kind of, get him into the corner and pound the hell out of him. We've never had that kind of prime minister before. And I don't know if the country's ready for it or not. Thank you all, folks, or some of you anyway, most of you.
Hey, I look at that as success, and I know you do too, right?
Thank you all. We'll be back tomorrow.
The Lowell Green Show is seen and heard live around the world at 2 p.m. Eastern. Connect with us online at blasttheradio.com/Lowell Green. Can't join us live? Download the Lowell Green Podcast. Available on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Ask your smart speaker to play the Lowell Green Podcast. This is a production of blasttheradio.com.